this, I think, carries tremendous importance today because there's a lot of concern around the world about these false flag operations. And maybe you can just explain what a false flag operation is.
Well, it's a phrase that comes from, I think, from an old naval tradition where sailing boats would go in under one flag of a different country to deceive the enemy and get close and then attack them. But false flag is basically the concept where an attack happens, some sort of terrorist atrocity, which is blamed on one party, but is actually planned, organised or paid for by another party, quite often an intelligence agency. And it's a perfectly standard weapon in the arsenal of intelligence agencies. They use false flag all the time. So people really shouldn't be shocked by the idea that this can occur. Well, there was a false flag attack in London in 1994, where a car bomb exploded outside the Israeli embassy in the centre of London. What emerged from that, the senior MI5 officer who was in charge of the investigation into it and had seen all the evidence but also all the intelligence, and he said he reckoned that Mossad, the Israeli external intelligence agency, had bombed their own embassy. A sort of controlled explosion outside the embassy. But crucially, 2 innocent Palestinians were arrested, charged and convicted of conspiracy to cause that attack. And they were very active in a Palestinian support network in London, political campaigning for the people on the West Bank and the Gaza Strip. And they were gaining some traction in the media. They were getting quite a lot of support. So by arresting these people and framing them for an attack and sticking them in prison, the whole network just shattered and hasn't got back on its feet to this day. So that would be a clear political advantage for Mossad to have achieved in London by framing these innocent people for an attack which was carried out by Mossad.
They were found guilty of
conspiring to cause the attack, not actually doing it. They had cast-iron alibis. But the linkage was a mysterious figure who was known as Raider Maghrabi. And he was a man, apparently Middle Eastern, who befriended many people within this Palestinian support network. And Jawed Botmeh knew a little bit about second-hand cars. So Raider Maghrabi asked him to go along to an auction and help him buy a second-hand car. So Jawed did. This was the car that was used in the explosion. This was the linkage that pulled these Palestinians into the case. And of course, during the investigation, Raider Maghrabi just disappeared.